What is up, guys? This is noname 4505 here, and first of all, I'm back with some late night quiet narrations because it's late at night, and this is when I feel like narrating shit. So yeah. And number two, I got sick again, courtesy of an internet cold from Ibanez. So if you see a bird out your windowsill and it starts flipping you off, you know who that's from, Ibanez. So anyways, what I'm going to be showing you guys here is the reason why I haven't been really narrating and uploading, because I can't find a good battle. Or it's not that I can't find a good battle, but for the most part, most of these battles end up like this, and then I'll show you guys a good battle after that, which was actually a pretty decent battle. So first of all, I'll just get on with this battle right here. This battle is against John / or something. So I'm going to lead off with my Heatran right here because, as you'll see, because I'm too lazy to do a team preview for this because it's a double header, his team gets pretty shat on by Stealth Rocks plus Heatran plus Tracheon, so I'm just gonna lead with that as he goes for the Fire Blast. So I'm thinking he's a special attacking set, maybe like my choice on my choice spec set, but he's actually mixed, so I'm gonna go out to a Uniclus, and this is a Flame Orb Uniclus, which is always pretty cool. And now he's confused and stuff, so I think I can live that and trick on my Flame Orb and cripple him. But of course he gets a crit, so I'm going to go out to that big black right here, that black Blastoise. Go for the Scald, trying to get some payback. He does hit himself in Confusion, which is always nice, but you know, a Scald burn would have been appreciated too. I mean, it's sunny outside too, so it will make more sense to burn, but who knows. And then I go for Toxic and Mist. That doesn't matter too much, so I'm going to go out to my Heatran because that is my best thing to take this thing on. And now my Stealth Rocks are up. So right here, this guy is stupid. He has a Dugtrio on his team. You don't send in Dugtrio like that. You send Dugtrio in safely. I mean, this guy was 1200 on the ladder. 1200, I mean, 1200's not that special, but it's not that poor. So I would have expected him to know better than that, even though I have a feeling he got there mostly by hacks. Just obviously like that, you don't send that in, so that's when I knew that all this hacks was going to be in for the long ride, and that this guy was bad. So now he sends in his Kieran Black, he goes for the Fusion Bolt, I go for the Fire Blast just to judge damage, because I know my Heatran walls that thing all day long. I miss, of course, so I have to Death Fart off my Ninetales. Now I just have to go out to Sidney Crosby here. Just go for the close combat, don't want to play around with that thing, which has base 170 attack stat, which is fine. And I also can hurt it with Stealth Rock switching. So I'm going to go out to my Volcarona right here, so he's going to go for the Psychic. And now I'm going to go for the Quiver Dance because that's going to raise my special defense. That Psychic didn't even do half unboosted, but guess what he gets? A crit. And that's ugh. So now I'm going to bring in Sidney Crosby right here, and because it's Sidney Crosby, that X's is going to be able to take him out. And now he goes back to his Kieran, what do you call that thing? Kieran Black. And now I'm going to go out to my big black, right here, Black Blastoise. He gets another crit. That one didn't matter too much, and so it would just kill me next turn, but whatever. So now I can just go for close combat with Sidney Crosby, take him out, and then, yeah, he proceeds to forfeit because Sidney Crosby's too powerful. Sorry, guys, voice is terrible, but whatever. You guys can just deal with that, I hope. At least I'm getting a battle up. But seriously, between all the hacks that happened in this battle, number one, and then number two, the fact that he decides to switch in Dugtrio. Hello? I knew exactly that he was going to switch in that Dugtrio, but I knew I could go right for the Fire Blast because A, I would have killed off his Celebi, which kind of walls stuff, or B, he would have been a dum-dum and switched in Dugtrio, and I had Stealth Rock up because I knew that I was going to be breaking Sashes, I was going to be breaking Sturdies, I was going to be taking 25% health off of everything, so I knew I needed to get those rocks up. So I could just basically freely go for a Fire Blast, and as long as I didn't miss, it would be all good. So at that point kind of pissed me off because I knew he was a noob. Not only was he a noob, but he was also higher than me since, well, I was laddering with one of my alts, but whatever. And I've had a bunch of battles like this, not just with this team today, like, just other times throughout, like, the past week and a half. I've just been battling people like that. So, anyways, let's get to an actual good battle. This one's against Emperor PPP, who, just like myself, is a fellow participant in the POCL tournament. He's playing for a different team, actually the team that my team's playing this week, but because I'm not very well known, I don't get to play this week, sad face, but he does. And we both, were playing in a tournament, and we ended up facing each other in the semifinals, and we're all just like, hey, and shit like that. So, this was a casual tournament, we'll call it. Casual tournament match. And this was UU, by the way, as opposed to my other match, which was OU, so let's just get this one going. And this team, I think it was on, like, my 30th or 31st battle, for those of you who remember that. This is that team, so we're just going to lead off here. So I'm going to lead off with my Umbreon, thinking that it's going to be a fairly good lead to his Chandelure lead, because my team is kind of leaked to Chandelure, but he's going to switch out to his Heracross, or I switch out to my Bronzong. And Heracross causes my team problems. I think now that I'm kind of looking at the new UU meta, since I really haven't played UU since Sand got the boot, I'm thinking about taking out my Hippowdon for a Amoonguss based on this battle exactly. So now he's going to go out to his Claydols. I'm just going to go for the Slack Off right here, because I'm a Hippowdon, that's what I do. And I was going to set up Stealth Rocks. I'm not too worried, because I can just go for the Toxic, cripple his wall, and just spin away his rocks later with my Blastoise. Since I have a Blastoise on this team as well, so yeah, it's pretty pro. So now he's going to go for the Rapid Spin right here, because he's a Claydol. So that's what he does, and now I'm going to be able to set up my Stealth Rock on the switch, I believe. If I'm a smart person, no, I go for the Hidden Power Ice, just trying to hit him. Going for the Stealth Rocks would have been better, because really, what could Claydol do to Bronzong? And now I goes for the Toxic Spikes, and now I set up my Stealth Rocks. So, yeah, at least I got him up, but I really should have just got my Stealth Rock up now. So now I go out to my Blastoise, who is my Rapid Spinner, obviously, and I take Neutral Poison at least, but still, since Blastoise lacks any reliable recovery, damage is damage, and it's not gonna be it's not gonna be fun. Excuse me. Voice still sucks, and now switches into his Shandera or his Chandelure. I think Shandera sounds cooler, but he switches that in, and that switch was so obvious, and I could hit him with a Scald or hit him with a Toxic or something, but I really wasn't paying attention to the teams, so yeah. And now I have to sack my Umbreon, but now I can send in my Aerodactyl because, reasons. Just trying to see if he's Scarf or not. I didn't see the Moxie boost, so I assumed he was Bandit or something else. So I can send in this thing, and now I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge right here, hoping it'll deal decent damage. And then I can just go for the Earthquake the next turn to take out his Quillfish, so he's not going to be able to set up any normal spikes, but those Toxic Spikes are going to really hurt my team, which is another reason why I thought I should, after this battle, I'm going to replace this Hippowdon with an Amoonguss. Just because of the fact that I would have been able to absorb these Toxic Spikes, and only my Blastoise would have taken Neutral Poison, as opposed to this team really getting raped by the Toxic Spikes damage, because he managed to use his team really well to pressure my Blastoise and such to prevent me from rapid spinning away these Toxic Spikes. And since I'm using a semi-stall team that's fairly grounded, he did these Toxic Spikes are really kind of screwing me over right here. So now I'm going to go out to my Whimsicott, just like everything else, that gets poison, and I'm going to make the double switch out to my Blastoise. Why I even switch into my Whimsicott is kind of a mystery to me, but I had this battle a little while ago, so I don't remember 100% what's going on. So now I'm just going to go for the Scald, as he's going to go for the Earth Power. Once again, that Earth Power doesn't do very much, but with the normal poison and Blastoise's lack of recovery, it's just going to keep stacking up, and there goes my fan. And now this turn I have to go for the Rapid Spin, just because I need to get things spun away. But he makes a switch out to his Shandera because he can. And now I'm going to switch into my Hippowdon because I can, but that's just going to fall victim to another Shadow Ball. And now I'm going to bring in my Aerodactyl thinking, you know what, maybe he specs. Hopefully he specs. And he switches out, which tells me he specs. And now I'll go for the Earthquake. Doesn't bother me one bit because I do carry the Ice Fang, which I'm going to go for right here. Take out that Claydol, and now it's 4-3. This battle would have easily been 5-6-0 if it weren't for this Aerodactyl. So now I'm going to switch out here, knowing he's going to go for the Sucker Punch. So I bring in my Whimsicott just to take the Sucker Punch, kinda. And then I'm just going to Encore into the Sucker Punch, which is good, which means I can set it something else safely to try and set up. I do believe I should be going out to my Bronzong right here and trying to set up Stealth Rock since this Claydol's dead. That would be the really smart play to do, but obviously I don't right here because I'm stupid. So now I'm going to bring in my Bronzong when it's kind of too late. As he's just going to be able to bring in his Heracross right here, and Heracross is just going to fuck me up the bunghole. And yeah, things went into sleep mode, so I apologize for that, but you guys didn't miss much. So now I'm going to be able to bring in my Aerodactyl, and now he's going to switch out to his Shandera. As I'm going to go for the Double Edge, just trying to get off a safe 100% accurate hit as opposed to the Stone Edge, which is more powerful. And now I can just go for the Earthquake this turn and kill it off. And now he's going to go out to his Porygon 2. I'm going to go for the Stone Edge, thankfully hit. Unfortunately, it's not able to kill him due to Porygon 2's massive bulk. And my Aerodactyl from that amount of health is going to die. So now I'm just going to bring in my Whimsicott here and just go for the Leech Seed, trying to get some health. And he goes for the Ice Beam. That's going to do a hefty chunk to me. But I'm still going to be able to live this turn just due to Leech Seed. And now he's just going to be able to send in his Heracross. And I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed again. And he's going to lock himself into Pursuit and go away challenges. And I'll just go for the Taunt just because it doesn't matter what I go for at this point. And he's going to end up killing me off in the 2-0 victory. So that Emperor PPP was a great game. Like I said, Hippowdon's probably going to get the boot for Mungus on my semi-stall team because that was the UU that I liked when it was all sand semi-stall. And none of this hyper offense crap because hyper offense is probably the one play style that I am the worst at. And I'm the worst at countering at. Let's see, what else did he have left? I think he also had a Haunch Crow. And that was it. So, either way, that was a battle with no hacks. Where he just simply outplayed me and used things like his Porygon 2 and stuff really well to keep pressure on my Blastoise and his Shandera because it's a spin blocker. And he used those things really well to keep pressure on my Blastoise to prevent me from rapid spinning. And because I am using a bit of a defensive team, he forced me to switch and caused my team to take poison damage. And he dealt with my Umbreon early on, so I wasn't able to use Heal Bell. So that was a really great series of plays throughout on his part, just keeping the pressure on me with his huge offensive threats. And like I said, had I had an Amoonguss, this battle probably would have been a little bit different. Just look, if I made the same plays or very similar plays because of the fact that I did make a few misplays, then he still probably would have won, but you know, things may have been different because I wouldn't have had to play around those toxic spikes. And yeah, only really my Blastoise would have taken the normal poison damage, and that would be near as bad as almost everything taking the normal poison damage. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this good battle plus a not so good battle before. And if you guys really want to challenge me, then feel free to leave a comment, you know, hey noname, I want to challenge you on PO or even Wi-Fi, because I do have Wi-Fi that can work. It's just for whatever reason Dismume Wi-Fi hates me, and I only have a cartridge because I'm a pro like that. So I don't upload too much Wi-Fi, but I can play Wi-Fi. So if you just want to have a challenge like that and you're not a scrub, or even just not a scrub, because if you're not the best at the game, I won't mind battling you if it means that I can just help you out or something. But As long as you promise not to get major shit ton of hacks on me, then that's all fine and dandy. And anyways, guys, peace.